Good evening.
Hi.
Welcome to All Time Media. May I have your name?
Miranda.
Can you speak up for me, Miranda?
Miranda.
Okay. You're speaking with ATM Fox. I'm here with All Time Media. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Miranda?
Delaware County, originally. All over, we're like gypsies. So, most of my life down there, yeah. I've been up here about 5 years now.
Okay. 5 years in Kensington?
Yeah. Well, 4 in Kensington. 5 kind of just in Philadelphia in general. So, yeah.
How old are you?
I just turned 40.
Just turned 40? Wow. You look young.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I've got 2 kids that are just about grown, so. Yeah.
What brought you out here to Kensington?
My addiction. So, it's like one of those like black hole things that like just sucks you back every time. I was actually clean for 6.5 years before 2019 hit, and I didn't handle some psychological stuff that I should have before I came back out instead. So
Psychological stuff? Do you have?
Mental health problems.
Mental health problems.
And I have chronic trauma, so throughout my whole life, and I guess also you could say a survivor and a victim, but survivor of childhood molestation and rape. Yeah, so
So sorry to hear that, Miranda. I'm so sorry.
I am too. I've forgiven my monsters. So
Was someone close to you?
It was close to the family when I was very young, but stopped at a good time. So
I'm sorry, the train came. Can you say that again?
yeah. Just when I was very young, yes, they were close to the family. Not a family member though, thank God. But in my adolescence, they ended up moving away. So it was a very good thing.
They never got caught up for that?
No. Not that I know of. I came out with it in my teenage years and started been handling it ever since. So.
Yeah. Did you ever receive any counseling?
I have over time. They just recently started doing some new stuff with PTSD, so I'm looking into that as I hopefully come across trying to get clean here very soon again. So I worked through a lot of my stuff, and I'm trying to get back on my feet again. So hope it works. So unfortunately, like I said, like a close family member was involved with what happened. Not wasn't them actually doing it, but they were, I guess, profiting from it, if you say. So
Profiting?
And yeah. So that's the part that's it needs a So those are the biggest reasons why I end up coping by self-medication. So
At what age did you start using drugs?
actually I was later in life. I was 27, so 2008 was with pills at the end. I tore my ACL.
2008.
Yeah, I had never tried anything before that. Because of my early childhood and stuff, I wanted to stay away from drugs and everything, actually.
Right.
And I knew my parent was an addict, so I figured, I might be if I tried it and didn't want to. But it kind of backfired on me. So the doctors, I fell in love with opiates, and then within 6 months, I had 3 doctors in 2 different states. So back then, oxys were just starting, all that. So.
A parent of yours, was that the person profiting off of? Was that your father, mother? Is she getting drugs in return, or?
I'd rather not. Like, I can't really get into all that too much right now, but something like that, yeah.
Sorry to ask that.
It's okay. It's good to talk about it, but sometimes it's hard to say. But like I said, I worked through most of that. I'm really confident. I'm hoping that this is the last time. So.
What made you jump into the harder substances? I understand you tore your ACL, so you was prescribed Percocets, I'm assuming?
I was prescribed, started with Vicodin, then went to Percocet. Within 3 months, I was on Oxy 40s. They gave me the pain management did. And then my family doctor, too, was prescribing still the Vicodin and all that. I manipulated the system, you know, as an addict would. Unfortunately, it's like, I didn't put myself in a position to, like, start, if you will, but I was a product of my environment at the time too. You know what I mean? I will say that. I'm not blaming that at all, but it definitely didn't help. But then once you get to a certain point, you know, with opiates, it's a tolerance building thing. So you know, you have to need more and more over time to feel what you felt. So the same without the L.
Right, always loud.
And unfortunately, I'm not a very loud person. So, anyways, but yeah, within 8 months or so. I had a friend who was doing heroin at the time. It was real heroin, so I tried it. You know, he explained how the similarities were, that I was getting sick, that's why I wasn't feeling well a lot, that's what I needed. And I guess I haven't looked back since. Now I've gone since then, though, so that's being 2009 or so when I started heroin.
Okay.
I've been to 9 different rehabs, about 30 different times. Something like that, like 27 or 28 times. The last one was a long ways away, 4 hours away from here. And after detoxing with nothing for 86 hours, which is really horrifyingly bad with this stuff here because of that Tranquin and everything, I went into precip when they tried to prescribe me with maintenance.
What did you do? I'm sorry?
Went into precipitated withdrawal, which is like you get all of your detox pain in like literally one time. It's excruciating, and it doesn't stop until your body's ready to stop it. It could be anywhere from 12 hours to 3 days. And this is the beast that like we're dealing with right now. I know they're trying to find different ways of how to detox people. It's not heroin anymore. It's fentanyl and it's tranquilizers and various other things. Also, with that being said, the new thing with me too the past 4 months is because there's so many pills in there and I already have mental health issues, my chemical imbalances are way off the charts. I could use one bag one day and it's perfectly fine. I'm just a little bit dopey, I feel good, and I'm okay. I can perform what I need to do for the day. The next day I try the same bag and I end up fucking like 4 stops away on the L talking to people I don't know, acting like speaking gibberish like for 25 minutes, and then I wake up and I'm in that situation. I don't know where I am and why I got there. Like this is the stuff that, you know what I mean, we're all dealing with separate issues. So it's not just trying to get off dope. It's like a whole mess. And I'm getting abscesses and weird ass things on my fingers. I had an abscess right here that nearly killed me. I just got rid of that. It's all healed up. Now I only got one on my back. Huge. So this is just all the different things, like, you know, like we're out here struggling with it too, like with like little resources. Believe it or not, people think it's a lot. They do a lot for us too. I'm very grateful to, trust me, they really do. A lot of people care. But unfortunately, there's not enough hygiene resources. There's not enough bathrooms. There's not enough wound care. There's just not enough for the problem that we have on our hands. Like how many people, the sheer amount of people that are dealing with all of those things differently.
Would you say it's getting populated more over time? Or people are dying off?
Actually, I do think that it's dying off a little bit, even for the summertime. Like with my experience from last summer and the summer before, it was way more people. So I've been hearing of a lot more like large like get into treatment little affairs they're doing, like at Last Stop and Prevention Point is bringing some people in, pen medicine, things like that, which is great. It's helpful. A lot of people, if they see people doing it, they'll try, you know, because a lot of us out here are alone. So it's hard to do something by yourself after you've lived such a communal way, you know.
How are you intaking your heroin or horse tranquilizer, whatever you want to call it?
How do I administer it?
Yeah, like how are you using it?
Yeah, when I first learned how to do dope, it was through a needle, and I was so naive. I didn't know anything about like drugs like that. I figured that's how you have to do it. That's what I saw in the movies and stuff. Like I didn't even know you could smoke it or sniff it or whatever.
So you've been doing it ever since, huh?
I mean, yeah, like I said though, before I had bouts of clean. I went through rehab. My best situation was 2013. I went to a 6-month TC. I asked to be mandated there by court, and I was clean for 6 years, no maintenance. So I know I can do it. That was my last time. So like I said, I came back out because my flashbacks got worse, and the relationship with people directly connected to my traumas, not just that trauma but others, unfortunately is a relationship that has to continue. So I have to deal with that every day, you know, when I'm there, and I just ran. So I just ran. So
you have any kids, Miranda?
I have 2 children. My best part of me.
How old?
My son is 21. He just turned 21 July 4th, and my daughter's gonna be 17 this year.
About to be 17.
Yeah, and I miss them so much. They haven't talked to me for about 9 months now, and I understand it. So that's a hard one. I want so badly, like, to be what they need me to be. I'm trying again. I hope I get there. I hope they'll take me back, you know.
Plan on reaching out to them anytime soon?
Once I get into a facility, I'll reach out just to let them, like, know. I'm trying again. You know, every time it's hard for them. Luckily, they've been educated. My son was involved in Al-Anon when he was very young, so he knew about his 2 parents that are addicts. My ex-husband is also an addict.
Oh.
He's clean now. He's been doing very well. He's moved down south. But thank God he hasn't even smoked a cigarette, my son. For that reason, he's very smart and he's a good boy. He's in college. And my daughter is a little bit more of my wild card, so I'm keeping an eye on that one. But she's an amazing young woman.
Oh.
She's very strong. So
yeah, I know your children mean the world to you.
They do.
You gotta get back in their lives.
Yep. That's what I'm working on.
What was them 6 years like clean?
The best time of my life. It really was. I went overseas. I went to Istanbul, Spain, Paris. I worked 3 jobs. I managed. I got a car on my own for the very first time. I had no fines. None at all.
No
I could drive
fines.
and not have to look over my shoulder. No probation. Took me a minute. I got married again. Divorced again, unfortunately. But still, it was a really good experience. And it's a lot of stability for the kids for a long period of time, too. And that's, you know, you can't replace that. So I look back at it with pride and everything too. I did push myself a little too much. I didn't listen to the signs either. So when I talk to people about, you know, how they can do it, I tell them just to be very, very open with how they really are feeling, and how if you think you're going too much to one way, shoot, put the brakes on, you know, for a minute.
Right.
Take a look at everything, see what's going on, why you're feeling kind of funny, you know. Because that's so important. We think we know everything, but you know, it's only by the grace of God.
Yes.
You know. So.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Anyways, but yeah. So it's funny you asked me to do this interview today. I decided to go into treatment actually this week, and was speaking with somebody on Sunday about it. And ever since then, I swear he's put like signs out there. Like I had 4 people, strangers, stop and give me a card to like a certain program, right?
Right.
This or that. And it's like, you know, it's so
Signs,
funny. It's so funny to me.
signs.
It's like I see it now and I know what they are. Before I used to fight them. And yeah, no. You know, I can know what I'm doing. But so I know it actually is coming. So it makes me happy.
No, ain't nothing to say a prayer. I know it's hard out here, but you can always say a prayer.
Of course, I pray every day, all day.
How are you making money to take care of yourself?
I was working up until just last year, but after I lost my last job, I started boosting and stuff. So I've been doing that. Luckily, I haven't caught any charges or anything, but you know, and then there's been some nefarious deals here and there too, but mostly it's that. It's you know, buying and selling and wheeling and dealing. So
how much are you making daily?
Probably anywhere from maybe 40 to 150, maybe each day. It depends. But that's a amazing day. It's like a real good going. But it's not. Luckily, I'm down to like maybe 40 bags or so a day. Like I've been weaning myself down and down and down.
That's
so
great.
It caught me at a good time. So I'm trying not to boost too much because I don't want to have a lot of money on my hands right now. So.
That's great.
Unfortunately, this is, like I said, a little more sins to atone for, you know, but I'm blessed that I haven't had to, like, you know, do a lot of other things I see a lot of people having to do out here, so.
Right.
Yeah. But,
So, oh, my bad.
No, you're good, you're good.
So what's your living arrangements like?
Either this block or that block tonight.
Seriously?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, no, it's like 4 or 5 months. Like my significant other and I, like his family has been kind enough to, like his brother, and then his not his real uncle, but like you know what I mean. He likes to come and take a shower, sleep a couple of days here and there, but
right, that's
we
nice.
don't want to cramp everybody's style. We don't really have money for that. You know what I mean? To offer for rent or anything, and
right.
They in bad situations too, and you know.
You don't want to be a burden.
I spent 4 months in a tent on Somerset last summer, and about 3 months on a tent on King Rhea the following winter. I spent a lot of time in a motel. I was able to get to a point where I had enough money up to stay for a week in a motel last year, and I was able to then like kind of keep that going for about 3.5 to 4 months or so. But every other time other than that, you're looking at it, you sit down, you sleep, you know, whenever you feel that you can.
That's the circumstances
Every
at the moment.
Every single thing you own will get stolen. You can't get attached to things. And I'm a very sentimental person, so that was a very hard lesson for me to have to learn. But at the end of the day, all material. Like I'm just, it's really not that important. It doesn't define, you know, who I am as a person or anything like that.
How long have you been living like this for?
Like I said, it's been definitely a little over a year.
Over a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then before that, like there was another 6 months to 8 months in there too. So it's like almost 2 years, I guess.
Right.
Off and on.
Right. How long have you and your boyfriend been together for?
Well, I've known him for about 3 years now. He's actually from this area. But we just started dating just a few months ago. I say this, he honestly has been a big motivator in helping me keep like my eye on the prize, because I get distracted a lot, I get down a lot in the dumps. And he's a friend first, you know what I mean? We're friends first, so we're trying to help each other out with that. Hopefully that will be a good thing, you know?
Right.
He's an amazing person.
That's good. He started off as a friend.
Yeah.
Before I started dating.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's an amazing person, and I'm a good person. I just hope, you know, hope the best for us. Oh, got some action. The wrong way, on a one way, you know something's going on.
Yeah, gotta be an accident, right?
It's a shame.
Does he use as well?
Yes, he does. Right now, he does. Yeah, his house had the same kind of situation. He's had a lot of off and on clean time, but you know, he's been a really rough year.
Is there any times you guys just don't have it, and you know you both craving it?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. If you know, as long as we've gone, it's like a full day. You know what I mean? And then we figured out some. There's times it's like. There's L time. No, there's times that you just kind of like, you're just tired, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to take a fucking break, like you sit down for like a couple hours or something, like, because you're always having to go, like, time's money, da-da-da. And then like the time you turn around, you look around at each other, it's been like 6 months. You know, you're gonna get nothing productive done, like, and that's a real pain in the ass, but there's times you just really don't feel like doing what you gotta do, like, you know, so you sit around a little bit longer than you should, and then that's what happens usually. Or people just ain't buying. Sometimes people aren't buying, like, you know, right before tax time is hard. You know, Christmas is good, but not good. It depends. Like, some days are great, some weeks are not. It's
right.
Like, you know, and unfortunately, you know, the customers, like, they, you know, they might be unhappy sometimes if they don't get good choices from us boosters here and there, but they still getting it, but they're not going to get sick by not having those certain things to boost from, or to buy from us.
Right.
Whereas, you know, we sitting here begging you, like, hey, like, you know, this is a great deal, please, like, you know, because we don't know what else to do. So.
With all the gun violence and the attacks, how do you guys keep yourself safe?
God damn, no, it's scary. I was walking past Clearfield this year when they had that girl got shot in the car in the back seat. She was just pulling up to use or to get the end of the store. She wasn't an addict, and her friend to go to the store, and she was sitting there and was a victim of crossfire and was shot dead. I was walking past her car at the time. The street sign, I heard ting, like it was literally I could it reverberated in my ear.
Right.
You know what I mean? I could have easily been a second victim too. And that's the hard part too. Like people, you know, you can't get attached to nobody. People you know, like they dying left and right. Like you walking past somebody on the ground, you stop. I never step over people. I always stop, no matter what. No matter what I'm doing, no matter what. Because everybody deserves at least somebody to stop and check on them. You know what I mean? So, but you know, you roll them over, and it's like, you know, the person you was just your homie. Like, you was just chilling with them 2 days ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like busting it up for a few hours and everything every other day for the last 2 years, and then you gotta sit there and like deal with the fact that they dead. They're dead in front of you. The kids they was talking about is not gonna have a dad. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We just like nobody deserves to live like this. You know, it's like really, really hard. It's not like we want to. You know, we don't want to be like this. Like, we don't want to stink. We don't want to not be able to go to the bathroom in a normal reception. Like, this is just, like I said, the product of our environment, the situation. And a lot of us are really good people. You know what I mean? We had
I can believe it.
A different life before.
What's your ethnic background, Miranda?
I am 96% Irish.
99, 96, you
Black
said?
Irish, so darker featured. Yeah, and then a little bit Native American apparently.
Okay.
I only know that because I got a gift a few years back for 23andMe. So yeah, yep.
Yeah, I can hear it in your accent. Definitely got one.
Thank you. Are you from out here?
From around the way, close by.
So you've been around it for a while too?
Yeah, I do interviews, and I get the voice out for the voiceless. Because, you know, you guys are out here struggling, and people need to see this. How would your family feel if they was to see this video? You think anybody try to come help you out?
Actually, a year ago, when those Kensington YouTube videos was coming out, people kind of just like hitting people at their worst, whatever.
Right.
I was appearing in them several times. So when I tried to get clean at that place I was saying about, that I went into Precept, I had reached out to somebody and they had said that they had seen me on there, and that there's a possibility my grandparents had as well. And it broke me up really bad, but you know, this is like a different platform. You know what I mean? This is something that I would hope that maybe they would feel hopeful. I will be honest, I've said it on another interview last month too. I just had found out less than 6 months ago I've been listed as a missing person.
Say that again?
I've been listed as a missing person.
Oh, you're a missing person? So your family is looking for you?
That's what they said, and but I don't know how. I know it's going to sound crazy, but
they're looking for you then?
All the phone numbers I know is not working.
Say that again?
All the phone numbers I know isn't working.
Aren't working.
I don't remember half the other ones. I haven't had that phone since I got here, you know. I know one email address I reached out to. I should just go there. I know that. And I'm trying to, but I can't look them in the eye yet. So I'm trying to get there.
Well, I'm gonna try to reach out to the person that filed that report and is looking for you. After this interview, we should exchange contact information, so we can make that.
Hopefully,
that
I'll be in treatment, but fingers crossed. Hopefully.
Yeah. You just want some help.
That's what I've decided. I'm gonna go back to treatment and try to get back on some maintenance just to be safe. It worked for me before, and I mean, I'm trying to give it a try. So it's just kind of waiting on to crossing the T's and dotting the I's or whatever it is.
How's your boyfriend feel about it? You spoken to him about it?
He's going too.
He's going too?
Man, that's the same place, obviously, but he's trying to get help too.
All right. Any idea when?
We're hoping within the next couple of days.
All right.
here, you can't function and have this in your life.
Join All Time Media's Patreon for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content and face-to-face live video chat. Thank you, guys. The link is in the description below.